Hi all, welcome back to the final whistle for the match preview. Leicester return to the league. This weekend is the take on them lot down the road. The M69 Derby clash part 2 then. Will it be another 0-0? Or will there finally be goals? And will Leicester get revenge on Cov for last time round at the CBS? How is everyone this evening? The panel, we've got Ross from Sky Blues Extra.
Yeah, hello mate, how you doing?
I'm all right, mate. Well, I will be watching it through my fingers at the weekend. But yeah, I'm all right. I'm good for now.
Well, we'll see what happens. Nervous?
Nervous? Well, I think it's both sides are waiting on the greatest run of forms going at it at the weekend. 12:30 kickoff. It could be quite something.
Like two homeless people fighting over a bag of chips, isn't it, at the moment? With your form and how shit we are.
Honestly, it just don't get better than this, does it, for the two sides? What is it? Cov have won 2 in the last 8 in the league. Leicester, we're the most inconsistent team in the league. We win 1 and then go and lose the bloody next 3 afterwards. So, Steve, how are we?
It would have been better if my joke had landed just then. I'm not going to lie. I had 2 very stoic faces to my right, and Jack didn't even acknowledge it. But it's fine. We'll move on from it and we'll carry on. Yeah, I'm all right. I'm not too bad.
Good. Your mate Lee. How are we, Lee?
Mate? I'm not sure what's going on. I can't hear everyone else in the live. What's going on?
Oh, perfect. That's why you didn't laugh at my joke. That's perfect. That's good. It's good.
Well, there we go. Right.
Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Just leave it. Can't hear us.
I can hear myself. I can hear you, Jack.
You might have to come back out and come back in, Lee.
Yeah.
Hi, look. Let me try and right. Let him try and come back in.
Thanks, Dan. Appreciate it, Dan. Thank you.
Yeah, Lars back in. Hi guys, good time to get Cov. What's your thoughts, Ross? Last time we played you, what was it? September time, 0-0 draw. What did you take out of last game when you played Leicester at the KP?
I think going into that game, obviously still quite early on in the season, as we discussed on the Sky Blues Extra podcast at the time, I think there was still an expectation that Leicester were going to be one of the sort of formidable forces in the league that season. So actually, it felt like a very good point. And a good clean sheet from our point of view to go away from home. We don't have a very good record at the King Power and formerly the Walkers. I've been there lots of times and seen us completely get outplayed and sort of have our backsides handed to us. So to get a draw, I thought was a good result. But then obviously as the season's progressed from then and to see, the struggles that Leicester have had at different points in the season, I suddenly looked back at that 0-0 and thought perhaps we didn't quite show the courage that we needed to, and perhaps actually Leicester maybe were there for the taking more than what we maybe thought as a team, and I think as supporters going into that game.
Steve, what was your thoughts on last time? And the 0-0, obviously, I think Leicester edged it, didn't they? Just if Mavididi could finish, we'd have got all 3 points. But what's your sort of thoughts of last time we played Coventry?
Nervy. I think it was nervy on both sides. I imagine that Cov came with a game plan to sort of shut us out and potentially beat us 1-0, and we went with the game plan of shut them out and try and beat them 1-0, and we just cancelled each other out. And we could have won it at the end with Steffi, but realistically, I think a draw was probably a fair result that day. But if you look at the trajectories of both clubs since that, one's gone one way and the other one's gone the other. So You know, fair play to Coventry. They're doing well. A bit of a wobble recently, but yeah, it's tomorrow's more of a nervy game compared to the last one, that's for sure. Because if we lose on Saturday, I won't be about for a while. No, that's a lie.
Well, we're a bloody Rushworth masterclass last time, Lee, and they 0-0. I know you were talking about Fatawa ripping the hell out of De Silva at was it right left back? You had De Silva, didn't you? Abdul's right hand side.
I think we had Bidwell playing. I'm not sure if my memory deceives me. Was Bidwell playing that game?
I'll have a look.
I'm not sure. And Brandon Thomas Asante on the left side, I think.
Yeah.
Bidwell then wouldn't have kept a clean sheet, that's for sure.
I think pre that game, I hadn't really paid massive amounts of attention to Abdul.
No, De Silva left back.
Was it De Silva? Was it? The boy's got some pressure on him, and he's proven that time and again. Not just with his pace, but with his striking ability as well. You give him an inch, and he'll take that mile. So he just put defenders under a lot of pressure. But you're right, Rushworth kept us alive a few times. Not just the Leicester game, a few games as well.
Yeah, he's been your, I'd say, star man this season, Lee, in between the sticks. Ross, talk to me about Cov, top of the league. I think you 6 points ahead of Middlesbrough as we speak. I know they play tomorrow against West Brom. What have you made of Frank's Sky Blues this season, and who's really been your key men apart from Rushworth?
Well, I mean, obviously, a lot of people, as we're doing as fans, you know, we look at small snippets of games, maybe the last 5 games, and think there's been a wobble. But what I've made of it this season is 26 games played, top of the league by 6 points. Now, if you'd offered me or Lee or anybody, any Coventry fan that at the start of the season, I could bet your bottom dollar we'd have all taken it, regardless of having a little wobble at some point in the season. I think Rushworth's been very, very good. I also think Matt Grimes is pivotal. Without him, there's absolutely no way we'd be anywhere near where we are. And against Stoke in the FA Cup last weekend, we saw what Matt Grimes-less Coventry side would look like, and it doesn't make very pretty viewing in midfield. So he is absolutely crucial. And to be fair, without him, we wouldn't have got the playoffs last season either. So Matt Grimes, to me, is what makes us tick. And I think we're going to go in the window to get another centre mid between now and deadline day. And then, of course, at the front end, you know, you can't score 57 goals without someone doing something right at the top end. And I think they've all taken it in turns to have little purple patches. But I would say in terms of consistency, Grimes and Rushworth have been probably at the top of my list.
Yep. Has Rodoni lost his form, Lee?
Since he's come back from injury, he's not the same Rodoni pre that injury. My honest opinion of Rodoni is he doesn't look the same player, and that's my personal opinion. Whether he's still got it in the tank, Frank Lampard has spoken very highly of him and continues to do so. So he's still got it in the tank. But watching for the past few games, going back to the Stoke game, Ross, and you'll have your eyes on this game as well. But it's a lot of sideways and backwards again. And from an attacking midfielder, you don't want to be seeing too much of that. That's why you got your Matt Grimes. Bear in mind, again, go back to the Stoke game. We had Josh Eccles playing, Rodoni playing, who both want to press forward. I think Josh did a half-decent job of doing a Matt Grimes, but he's not a Matt Grimes. He wants to press forward. Rodoni wants to or needs to press forward, but he hasn't been doing that. I think when he was subbed off for one of our new loanees, Romain Esse got put into that central midfield position. He played a lot better, a lot more attacking, a lot more creative, which is what I think we are lacking since his injury.
Yeah. Steve, from a Leicester perspective of Coventry, I know we don't really like talking nice about the rivals and that, you know, we say it through gritted teeth. They've been the most consistent side in the league, haven't they? 52 points. They've got goal difference of plus 28. They hit the 50 goal mark by the 18th game of the season, which they're on a roll. Played 26, won 15, 7 draws, 4 defeats. Obviously, 2 of them come against Ipswich. But they've only lost 1 at home, Steve.
Yeah, but you say that they got 50 goals by sort of game 18. We're on game 26 and on 57. So the goals are drying up a little bit. I don't know if that's because you've got injuries or what, but you would imagine that they'd want to continue the scoring spree. I know, is Ellis Sims your striker at the moment? Your number one striker?
So we've got Ellis Sims, we've got Haji Wright, but we've also had Brandon Thomas-Asante when he was not injured, also playing up top and deep into the opposition half. But most of our goals, and Ross said this as well, it's not just coming from the strikers, it's coming from an array of players. We've had Saka, we've had defenders scoring. Midfield have been predominantly attacking. So those 50 goals, yes, they've scored within 18 games, but you look at the style of play that we were playing within those 18 games, we were very forceful, very pressing. Maybe some teams have clocked onto that and have sat behind the ball a lot better. But yes, we have had injuries. We've had illness and sickness. We've had to use players in different positions to utilise them as best we can with such a thin squad. It sounds like excuses. It's not. It's the reality of what is going on. It happens to so many teams. And when that happens to other teams, you see a dip in performance. It's happened to Coventry. But the difference is we were sitting on a lot of goals and a lot of points and could concede those points if need be. It's happened. We've gone through it. Now time to pick our feet up.
And also, I guess that at this point of the season, if you win every game now 1-0, you're not going to complain, are you? Because you're still picking up the points.
Not. Listen, you ask any fan in this position where we have not been in the Premier League for such a long time, I don't care how we win, as long as we win. As long as that ball hits the net and we get them 3 points, that will take us up, and I'm happy with that.
Fair enough. Ross, Coventry's promotion pushed in. What do you reckon? Do you reckon it'd be Premier League beckons at the end of the season? Where do you realistically see Cov finishing? Obviously, you're at the top at the minute by 6 points of Middlesbrough in second. Ipswich are 8 points behind with a game in hand. What do you reckon, mate? Do you reckon it's Covs to lose now?
Well, I think going down that road puts a lot of pressure on us. I don't mind. First or second. Obviously, I want to get promoted, and I think in the position that we've got ourselves into, we certainly need to be looking to do that. I mean, everyone's talking about our drop-off in form, but we need to just look at Middlesbrough's for a second. They've won one game in the last 5. So everyone's getting all scared about Middlesbrough. But, I mean, before their win against Southampton, they'd lost 3 and 4. So, and hadn't scored a goal. So I don't think they're to be, I'm not quaking in my boots about them, to be honest. And I look at the other teams in the playoffs, and I certainly don't think any of them are that consistent, really. I think they're the sort of teams that will just take points off each other as they play each other between now and the end of the season. So listen, I do think we need to sort of push on. But as Lee touched on, we have been tired in this run of games, and I know it's the same amount of games for every other team, but we have one of the smallest squads, and I think barring Sheffield Wednesday, we've had the same amount of people playing the most minutes after them. And I think the big word that I use on our podcast is energy. Like, our whole play is about energy. Energy from the front, energy pressing, energy with the ball, and that's dropped about 10%. And the teams that we're playing, their energy has gone up 5%, and then that disparity is what's making the difference at the moment. And so that's why the goals have sort of slowed down a little bit, and that's why maybe our goals conceded have just crept up a little bit. But I think we've had a 2-week break now. We've had players who've had full rest. We've got 2 new bodies in the door. I expect an energetic performance on Saturday, and I think that could be the difference.
Lee, what's your thoughts? Obviously, we've spoke about it quite a bit, haven't we, over messages and that about Coventry's run at the top. Do you reckon you'll be there at the end of the season?
You're muted, mate.
Can't hear you, Lee, mate.
There we go. You got me?
Yep.
Yeah.
There we go. I'm not sure what's going on with my phone, mate. I think before we go any further, let's talk about Leicester City. So we've had this discussion before. Leicester are not a team to be taken lightly. Away form aside, recent performance aside, the same sort of boat as Coventry City. I've done a little bit of chat GPT or AI and that's looking at predictions. Even with our current stint in performances, we are still looking at a 50% chance of winning the league. Same top. Staying top 2 is 75%. Falling outside of the top 6 is something like 2.5%. That's because we've had such a good start to the season. And someone just put in the comment then, being worked out a bit more now, it's the norm the second half of the season. And that is right. All teams are in that same sort of boat. Gaffers and coaches will be looking at other teams. I know Frank Lampard says, Ross, that we take each game as they come, but we do our deep dive analysis on the teams that we're looking at and we see how they play. I think us against Leicester, we've got to keep an eye on certain players, you Jordan James, you Fatawu, and expose where you're weak. And Leicester will be doing the same to us. But like Ross just said, we've had 2 weeks off, we've played in the FA Cup, we rested some legs, we've got 2 new lads in. I'm expecting us to come out all guns blazing. It is an M69 derby. As much as people want to cry about it and anything like that, it's a geographically correct local rivalry. We're down the road on the M69. I think both teams want to win. We had the 0-0 at the King Power. I think both teams are going to give it their all, and it's got to be a turning point for Coventry City.
Any game that's named after a motorway is a proper derby, if you ask me.
Yeah, so
a lot of people say to me, "Goes, it's not a real derby. It's a false rivalry, whatever." So to me, the local derbies for me are Birmingham and Leicester because we're in the same league, or we're close to each other league-wise. We're close together geographically, and we've got history playing against each other. So it is, despite what people say, a local derby, local rivalry. Yeah,
and also I don't think I've ever been called a fat incest wanker by a Derby or a Forest fan, but I have by a Coventry fan. So, it must be a Derby, right?
Deary me, Steve. Steve, I'm going to come to you with this one. Where do you all think Leicester will finish at the end of the season? Obviously, we haven't had the points deduction decision yet, Steve. It will come in due course when they offer to sort it all out.
Well, because at this point, who the fuck knows? I thought we'd have had it by now, and it's taking the piss. It's, we're more than halfway through the season. If you're going to give it to us, just fucking give it to us now.
Yeah. Is there any reason or any positive outcome of not issuing the points deduction straight away? For example, we all know what goes on behind the financial fair play and the books. We know teams are due to have point deductions, even the big teams. But why are the authorities not issuing these point deductions sooner?
So,
is there any reason?
Yeah, I believe it's because it's the first time that we'll be giving a points deduction from both the Premier League and the EFL, because there's a joint thing they're coming up against us.
It is now. Yeah,
because there's been no precedent for it before. This is the first time it'll ever happen, and because we took the piss last time, we took them to court and we fought it and we won. They need to make sure that all of the I's are dotted, all the T's are crossed. Because if there's any recourse and any chance that we can appeal it, we will. So they have to make sure it's ironclad at this point. So I think that it's because we've had the hearings, we're now just waiting for the verdict. I think secretly the club know what the verdict is. They won't be stupid. They'll see what the reaction was for the verdict, for the hearing itself. But yeah, I think it's just the Premier League and the EFL being like, right, let's make sure we've got them, nailed to the cross at this point.
I agree. There's a lot of Coventry fans talking about playoffs, Steve. Where realistically can you see Leicester finishing?
Look, if I do it based on not getting a points deduction, as I am right now, I don't think we'll sign anybody in the January transfer window of note. We might sign another striker, but we were linked with Mikel Antonio, who's injured. We've been linked with Callum Wilson, who's also injured quite a lot. If we get a striker in that can score goals, we could possibly finish in the playoffs. But realistically, we're not consistent enough to get into that playoffs. I think we finish around sort of 10th, and then we'll go next season with a refresh. But yeah, if we get the points deduction, depending on how much it is, look, if they give us a 9-point deduction, that brings us quite close to the relegation zone. I'd genuinely be worried because there's no fight in this team whatsoever. We could go down, and I've said that for 4 or 5 months now. Which would be great when you've got Coventry Premier League and Leicester in League One. But it could genuinely happen. But I don't know. I think mid-table would be fair.
I think you look at Leicester's team. There's no fighting there, Steve. You obviously look at certain individuals. You Bobby Reid who are putting in a shift. It's Oliver Skipp. Who else have we got in there? Jordan James. Abdul is one of them where he scores his worldies and then he's not really as consistent as we'd like him to be. Who else have we got in there fighting at the minute? Ben Nelson.
What about your mate Daka?
Yeah, mate, that guy don't get speaking about, you know. We only talk about prolific goal scorers late at Leicester. We ain't got one, mate. I was left last summer, so I don't think we've mentioned Daka in the same breath as Jamie Vardy at Leicester.
Do you know that he's still bang out in Italy? He's still bang on the Red Bulls out there. They've got a big, massive fridge for him. He was walking.
Cremonese playing around about it yesterday in the interview. And they said, we love Jamie Vardy. He plays like he's still young.
Yeah. He's flying around that pitch.
It's crazy, isn't it? What is he? He's 39 now, isn't it? Turned 39 Sunday. Still got it. Still scoring the goal. Still shithousing his way through the Serie A. He's a striker that Leicester City very much miss up front, but for obvious reasons, he obviously left due to things behind the scenes. I'd say they didn't offer him a new contract in the end, and that's how it is. Ross, what's your thoughts on Leicester? Where do you realistically think they'll finish? Obviously, you have got family in Leicester who are Leicester fans, which is nice to see. Shame you're supporting the other blue and not the real blue.
Yeah. Well, as I said to you, mate, at the start, obviously, I am from Leicester. You know, born at the Royal Infirmary. I think a lot of friends who I went to school with and who've got season tickets at Leicester, the thing they talk to me about watching all the games is, 24th for sprints, 24th for presses, that they don't work hard, and everything that I used to associate with a Leicester side when we were not very good, when sort of early 2010s or in 2008, that sort of area. I used to go to school and we used to have a really poor side, but Leicester I always felt like had a team who really just fought for the badge, and 1 to 11 worked super hard, and that seems to be lacking. Having said that, though, you do have a couple of quality players, and I think in this division, as we've seen how many times so far for Leicester, Jordan James and Fatu are taking it in turns to single-handedly win your games and get your points, and I think there's a lot of teams in this league that just don't have that, to be honest. So where do I think you'll finish? I mean, I genuinely think you can finish anywhere from 5th to 16th. I have no idea. I mean, the league is, I know for as negative as you may feel about Leicester, other teams are terrible as well. This is not, there's a lot of bang average sides. And I think Leicester, if you're better than average, then you can certainly finish the top of that pile.
Yeah,
Ross, why are you a Coventry fan if you were born in Leicester, if you don't mind me asking?
So, so I'm born in Leicester, went to Hinckley, and schooled in El Shilton, but there was no choice. So I was saying this to Jack at the start. So when in primary school, everyone was a Man United fan, and then my mum's a Man United fan, and my dad's a Coventry fan, and the choice was Man U or Coventry. And my dad took me to my first game, which was against Leicester City, actually, at Highfield Road. And then obviously by the time you get to secondary school, your allegiance is already pledged, and that was when I met loads of Leicester fans. So it was never an option. I did go to a few Leicester games, though. I went to see Joey Johnson scored from the halfway line against Hull, and I was sat in the Leicester end for that and a few other
Did you celebrate?
Well, my auntie took me. I think my auntie tried to convert me to be a Leicester fan. I think she tried her best, but here I am now. So.
Fair,
I wouldn't have an auntie.
Well, she's coming to the game on Saturday. Actually, she sat with me. Actually, I did have one Coventry Leicester game where I sat in the Leicester end, and we lost 3-0. And I remember just sat there, and it was the most miserable experience I've had. So I'm hoping that I can get paid back on Saturday. But
Lee, my beloved, she says he looks like the geezer from Leeds, the food reviewer. Is it Beard Meets Food? It's not Beard Meets Food, is it? It's Beard Meets Lee.
Do you know what? Listen, I've tried a few of these eating challenges, and it's not for me, mate. It's not for me. Is that my ex-wife in the bottom right-hand corner? You had one hairy ex-wife. Good looking, man.
Lee, Lee? Where do you think Leicester will finish? Realistically, obviously
I stand by a lot of positions I said at the start of the season. A lot of people laughed. When I put my predictions out, a lot of people laughed. My original prediction was Ipswich finishing first, Coventry finishing second. I think I had Borough and West Brom, or maybe even Stoke within the top six. And a lot of people laughed. I had Leicester sitting just outside of playoffs with Birmingham. So 6th and 7th was Birmingham, Leicester, mix and matching. And that's with your point deduction.
Nice.
So I stand by that. I think you can do it. I think they can do it. But like we've had the discussion before, mate, and you said about Jordan James, he's such a young lad and he's carrying a lot of weight on his shoulders, not just from scoring goals, but like you said, with the fans and the social media aspect thing as well.
You got some love here, Lee. Got some big up, Lee. Got nicest Cov fan you meet. Yeah, I weren't sure how to be friendly with Cov. As soon as he told me he supported Cov, I just thought, do I turn a blind eye here? Do I want to be friends with him? I don't know about that, but now you could think the same.
Jack went round telling everyone I was stuck up your arse for ages. I know the score, Jack. It's okay.
Jack, who do you hate more, Coventry or Forest?
It's got to be Cov, hasn't it? Covers the closest. But then if you live in
what's the song? We hate Forest. We hate Derby. Who are Coventry?
Yeah. We sing that. Well, we don't sing that a lot. I don't think we've really sang that this season to an extent. It depends where you're from in Leicester. Obviously, you look at Loughborough, that area, it's more Derby and Forest. And if you look at the other side of Leicester, it's more Coventry, isn't it? So, yeah, I don't like Forest. I don't like Coventry. If I had to pick who I'd rather see winning the FA Cup final, if two were in there, I'd say none of them. I'd rather them both lose.
Don't get the game abandoned.
I try and be civil between you both, even though I don't care about you both. But yeah, it's one of them. I get shit from both. You know, every live or whatever it is, I get shit from Coventry fans and Forest. So I take it. I'm not bothered. Just like Steve.
I think the biggest thing to take away, Jack. I think the biggest thing to take away is a lot of people say hate, and hate's a massively strong word. Like,
it is. Dislike, I'd say.
I massively dislike a lot of things. There's very, very few things I hate. But look at it like how we're talking now. We get on. We talk quite often. I don't hate you. You don't hate me. But it's football. Leave it all on the pitch.
That's what I say. I wouldn't say I hate teams. I just dislike them. Loving that top jack with the yellow one. Only thing missing is the green. Nigel, mate, you're supposed to be watching bloody Norwich's match preview, not Leicester's. I can convert you if you want. Let's have a look at last time these two sides met in the Championship at the CBS. Steve, 3-1 Coventry, and a Dewsbury penalty, a Fatawu red card, which was absolutely stupid, and then Callum O'Hare put us to the sword, basically.
Who?
Yeah, but you know, it was a blip in the season, wasn't it? That you know, we still went on to win the league, so we're quite happy with that. But
well, yeah, it was Steve, if you remember. Do you remember that? Yeah, at the end.
Sorry, say that again.
We were lifting the title and championship, and them lot were crying at Wembley. Did you lot lose to Luton? Was it on penalties?
Don't forget the FA Cup as well, Joe.
Yeah, let's not forget about the Man United game and the night at Sunderland.
No, they were robbed in the FA Cup. To be fair, you know that should be
done you
ridiculous.
It
was
ridiculous.
But
the Sunderland one, mate, that was fantastic. It was cinema, wasn't it? Lee were
there.
Listen, you can all laugh, but the last 3 years on the bounce, Coventry City have been doing things, and no one can deny that. We've got better progressively year on year.
Yep, no, I agree. I gave you plenty of props for the the fact you've been building the last few years, and you've actually got a manager that has took what Mark Robbins has done and progressed it even further, which is fair play. The last game we played, the 3-1 defeat wasn't a nice day. Let's be honest, it's never nice to lose a game, but I guess it's payback for what we did to them first game of the season that year. Where KDH scored a couple and we had that lad in the crowd saying it's not fair. It's not fair. But we'll get you guys will see Jack doing that at the weekend anyway, so you get your own.
I've seen Jack do it a few times now. We've seen the videos, we've seen the crying. It's okay, it happens both sides of the
Well, that'll be you at the weekend, mate, crying in your little Coventry corner, mate. It's just not fair, Jack. It's just not fair. There's me waving to you in the away end, mate. As you're going out down the stairs, mate, to go home.
I'll be walking Jack to the platform in the afternoon, waving at the train, saying bye, Jack.
You put a kick me sign on the back of his shirt.
I'll tell you something. I hope we do what they did to us 2 years ago. That's what I'm hoping for.
I don't know why you're so confident, Jack, to be honest. I'm like...
Do you know why? I ain't confident at all. This is a game where they're good at home. We're very poor this season. I say it as I see it. And every game this season's been very challenging for us, And as Ross said, when you read the stats out about the amount of times Leicester have ran this season and all that, it's just shocking. And teams just you don't always read the stats, but then when you sort of look at them as a whole, you think, Jesus, we've really been that bad. But this could be a game where if we score first, we might actually maybe sort of do something. I hope anyway. I've got my fingers crossed under the table here. If we concede the first goal, Steve, it could be curtains quite quickly, as we've seen in the Sheffield United game at home this season and the Southampton game and that, mate. We've seen a few batterings, haven't we, Steve? And hopefully this weekend ain't bloody one of them, mate, especially against them lot.
Yeah, exactly. Right, let's get, because I haven't got much longer, so let's get into foot in both camps, my favourite part of the show.
Let's go into foot in both camps. So we'll start with Mark Robins. Played for Leicester, managed Coventry. Good player for Leicester, Mark Robins, by the way. He's done good things at Coventry League. Mark Robins got you up from League 2 in that, mate.
Yeah, listen, I don't think anyone from Coventry City will deny what a manager he has been for Coventry City. I do think that he took Coventry as far as he could take us. Obviously, he's at Stoke now. I wouldn't say I've lost respect for him because you don't know what gets said behind closed doors. But when Cov played Stoke the first time around this season, there was a lot of saltiness and bitterness within his post-match interview, which I thought was a little bit classless. When you look at Adi Vivesh when he is in the interim Borough, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit more positive towards Coventry. I was expecting him to acknowledge the fans at least. He didn't. But still, it was a great player. He was a great manager, and he took us as far as he could take us.
Patrick Van Aanholt's the next one. Played 12 times for Leicester, 20 times for Coventry. Yakubu, feed the yak and he will score. Did he score for Covley, Yakubu?
I wouldn't have that information in front of me, mate.
He did walk around the halfway line after pulling his hamstring when he came on against Swindon at home, and he didn't warm up, and so he definitely didn't score. But he pulled his hamstring and walked around the halfway line while we lost 3-1 to Swindon under Russell Slade. So yeah, that's he's sort of famous now for that sort of meme, that moment. He was dreadful and epitomised probably the lowest point I think of our.
Ross, please tell me you got that wrote down on a piece of paper. You didn't just pull that out of your memory.
I just pulled it out, mate. It's all there. It's all there.
I couldn't tell you what I tweeted last night, and you just pulled that straight out.
Scarred. That's why I'm scarred.
I'll tell you what, Steve. I was looking at something the other day. Jeremy Monga from Coventry, by the way.
Yep.
I didn't know that until. Obviously this season, when someone said he's from Coventry, they said, how's he come through you lot? I said, well, I was a bit taken back when they said they were from near Lee's house, mate. I thought, no, he can't be doing things like that. And then obviously, plays for Leicester. What's been your thoughts on Monga, Steve, this season as a whole? I obviously see him as a sub more than a starter, I think.
Yeah, he's frustrating, but he is also 16. So, I I think he's got a lot of work to do. But again, he's 16. We put a lot of pressure on this young lad to come on and make a difference. And there are times where he's come off the bench and he's done a few tricks and he's put the ball in the box. But, at the moment, there's not really much end product. But again, a caveat, he's 16. It's that weird one. If it was somebody that was like sort of 21, 22, you'd be like, well, is he good enough? But, he's got a lot of years yet to progress. So I think we'll see him a bit more towards the end of the season. But yeah, he's been fine. He's what I expected from a young lad.
Yeah. David Bell was at Leicester, played 6 games. Coventry played 94. David Bell, Ross.
Yeah, David Bell's sort of what I'm like when I play football. Really, like I think I'm okay, and then very slow, not very skillful, and that was pretty much David Bell. I mean, Lee will probably remember there was a period where we had David Bell on one wing and then Michael McIndoe on the other, and that was just another dreadful period of time. But yeah, David Bell. Yeah, I forgot that he played for Leicester, actually, to be fair. I did forget that because we signed him from Norwich. And he actually scored like quite a good goal for us from like about 45 yards, but then he just didn't really contribute much else. So he was part of that Chris Coleman era where we just was slowly getting worse and worse season after season, which eventually saw us obviously get relegated.
I think I remember most is from that sort of Chris Coleman era is Chris Coleman's fucking suits.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think we've had a gaffer since come back in a suit, unless it was Mark Robbins at Wembley.
Trevor Benjamin, Steve. Tricky Trevor Benjamin, that is. Let's get it right. 81 appearances for Leicester, 12 for Cov. Nathan Delfonso. He weren't really magic for Leicester, was he, Steve? I know they always sang that song, he's magic, Never really did it over 4 games, did he, Steve? It never really worked, did it, in the 2011 era of Leicester?
Did you say you never really did it over 4 games?
Yeah, 4 games he played.
Yeah. Well, no wonder he didn't do it over 4 games because it was 4 games.
We could have done something in them 4 games, Steve. Come on, mate.
Well, not really. Look at the squad that we had, back then. It was just after Pearson had left, hasn't he? Gone to Hull, and we had Paulo Sousa. Was he under Paulo Sousa or was he Sven? It was one of the two, but not great. Not great at all.
I think it was Sven. Sven came in the 2010s, didn't he? Yeah.
Shit. But he only played 4 games, so what do you expect?
Okay, right. The next one, Steve. Callum Doyle. It could have been you.
It could have been, and now he's at Wrexham and he's enjoying himself, isn't he? So, look, he didn't really feature much for us because he got an injury that kept him out for a while. And at that point, we were winning games and he couldn't really get back in. But yeah, he was all right for us. I thought we were going to sign him permanently, but no.
Lee, what was your thoughts on Callum Doyle, mate?
Callum Doyle, was it Man City, his parent club? I think originally, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think at the time we had quite a few loanees in the actual starting 11 squad. But he looked big and strong at the back. He looked very commanding for such a young lad. I watched the game the other day, the Wrexham game. I'm not sure if did he score or I can't remember. Or he got stuck into a few challenges and he proper loved it. Like his heart is now at Wrexham. He's given his all for Wrexham. Fair play to the kids. I think maybe we should have put a bid in for him. Me personally, I would prefer Callum Doyle back at the City rather than Wolfie.
I'd take him over Luke Thomas.
Bobby.
Oh.
Luke. Yeah, I'd take him over.
Jack, I'd take a disabled person in a wheelchair over Luke Thomas.
Right, Dion Dublin.
Sorry.
Had a better career for you lot. 145 appearances for Cov, Dion Dublin. Ross, what was your thoughts on Dion Dublin?
Well, so I'm younger, you see, so I didn't actually see Dion Dublin play for Coventry. I actually saw Dion Dublin play for Norwich against Coventry when he went to centre back later on in his career. But obviously, Lee will, is probably maybe a little bit older than me. Maybe he remembers we can remember the sort of Judas move to Aston Villa.
Yeah.
I don't really remember that, to be honest.
I think if you ever speak about Coventry City and sort of like best ever players to play for Coventry City, Dion Dublin is one of those names that's in there, whether you like him or not. He was a goal scoring machine. He was good. He commanded that 6-yard box. But yeah, Judas, he went Villa, Leicester, Man United.
Bench was at the back end of his career.
Yeah, he went about that. And I get it, footballers have short careers, but you've got to have a bit of voucher. I actually saw a recent video of two things. Whenever Dion Dublin's name is mentioned, the two shirts that come to mind for me are the purple strip and an old blue one. Can't ever picture Dion without that. But he's recently doing a video at the CBS promoting something. I thought, you're only now talking about Coventry City because we're doing well. For the past 20 years, Coventry City has not been on your tongue. And it real pissed me off, mate. Like, proper. Like, where have you been?
Banging his dude.
I agree.
You've been watching Homes on the Knee, Emily.
Oh, here's another fun fact about Dion Dublin. Did you know he has his own musical instrument that he created?
Yeah, the doob.
The dude is fucking shit.
Yeah, fucking terrible.
Right.
Sit on the little box and bang it. Fuck off, Dion, you prick.
Right. Come on then. Title winner, Kasper Schmeichel, had a season at Cov.
Yeah,
that's one for the archives. Ross.
Yeah, he wasn't that good for us, actually, and I think we were talking about it before we came on about the season when Leicester went down. I think, and we lost to Charlton on the last game, and he had an absolute stinker. Kasper Schmeichel did. He came out of goal, was missing punt, and so maybe his heart was in Leicester, even when he was on loan at us. Maybe it was Agent Schmeichel before he'd even gone to Leicester.
Sounds about right. Sending you lot where you belong, mate.
Well, it wasn't. We went down to League Two. Maybe that's where we belong. To be fair.
Well, we got relegated that season when you lot stayed up and we went down. Yeah. What was it? We had Stoke last game of the season. We couldn't hit a bloody barn door, Steve, and then Coventry. Does Coventry just stay up while the scrape of the teeth, didn't they, Steve?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, mate. Back at that point, I was 18. We just got relegated. I couldn't give a shit about the championship.
Looking like Robbie Nielsen at that point, when you, Steve, mate.
I was, yeah. It was a terrible time to be a Leicester fan, to watch that shit. So I don't know what happened to Coventry. All I know is we got relegated.
Away days at the MKMs. I mean, that stadium's too big for them. I mean, I've seen Max Gradle score a free kick at the Stadium MK. Fantastic goal, by the way, in League One. Let's have a look at a few of the others. Tim Flowers, Mark Edworthy, Matt Heath, Andy Impe, Matty James played for Coventry, by the way, Steve. Also played for Leicester. He struggled with injuries, didn't he, Steve, at Leicester, Matty James, but he's now starting to really find his form again at Wrexham.
I mean, I don't know how long he's got left in his career, to be fair. He's mid-30s now, isn't he? But he scored a decent goal for Wrexham the other week. I wish nothing but best for Matty James. He was a good lad. Just unfortunate to be injured fairly consistently.
Yeah, James Maddison did come through Coventry's academy, by the way. What was your thoughts, James Maddison, Steve, at Leicester?
Right. I'm going to be honest, and this sounds like I'm bitching, but he was one of the main reasons we got relegated from the Premier League. There's
a couple more, Dan. Don't worry, mate.
Yeah, I was going to say, Dan, he goes on for about 2 hours, Jack does. Just, I've got these players. Jack, just give me 5 players to talk about. Don't give me the whole fucking list.
Lee's beard be growing even thicker by the time I'm finished.
Yeah, so...
people started saying? Do you know that geezer from Man U? That's not cutting his hair until Man U win 4 games in a row.
Yeah.
He's not shaving his beard till Cobb win 4 games in a row now, apparently.
So Maddison itself, he shouldn't have gone to the World Cup because it curtailed his season. He came back injured, and I think he didn't look really interested at that point. So he was one of the reasons we got relegated that year with Tielemans not giving an arse either. So he was all right, but he was very controversial. He didn't start the FA Cup final because of the COVID lockdown fuck-ups that he had. He had parties at his house during that time. The infamous tweet that we got where you have to watch and analyze the game.
Yeah.
But Yeah, nah, he's James Maddison, innit? You know, we got money for him. It's fine.
It's got a couple of worldy goals, just like Tillerman. But Maddison in some of the big games went missing, didn't he, Steve? That's what I'd say.
Yeah.
Maddison, when you needed him to step up the most, just like the Everton penalty, it never really got out of anything at that season. I think that summed us up that season. I think that probably summed him up as well.
Yeah. But look, you know, he's gone and won a trophy at Spurs. Or did he? Was he injured at that point? No, he did play, didn't he, in the final? So, you know.
I don't know.
Fair play. Right, Jack, how long's left on the list?
Right, so we've got Matt Mills, Frank Musa, Lillian Nellis, James Scowcroft, Jordan Stewart, David Stockdale, George Thomas, Martin Waghorn. What was Waggy like? Lee? Ross is shaking his head. It must have been that bad.
No, it was a big shit house. It was all right. It was a rock for a certain period of time, but you know what it's like? When you progress as a club, you want and expect better. I just think we outgrew Waghorn. I think he's actually still playing.
In the Baller League. Yeah. In the Baller League.
In the Baller League.
No, he plays for Anti-Nomads now.
He plays for a conference team.
That's what I was thinking. I can't remember what team it was.
Yeah, Anti-Nomads. He plays with David Nugent.
Yeah.
Right. So let's get into the nitty-gritty of it. Shut up, Steve, mate.
I think Schindler's List, this is. Fucking hell.
Last time we won it, Cov, was 2011. Lee Peltier, 2 red cards in that game. Could it be very much that game at the weekend? Lee, I want to ask you something, actually. There's been a lot of questions about it. This one.
What bus has 2 wheels at the front?
I don't know. Yours must. If it's holding your...
It's from Coventry. They've only just got wheels, to be fair.
Listen, it doesn't matter if the Coventry City bus has got...
Is it falling off, Lee? Is the wheels falling off?
It does not matter whatsoever if there are 0 wheels on the Cov bus. We are going that fast. We are not stopping until game 40, whatever, and we're top of the league at the end of the season. You can shove your wheels up your arse.
Right, okay. Right.
I look forward to you passing around the communal phone to send tweets to me on when you've won the league.
Right, Lee and Ross, I'm going to let you choose your team between you for the weekend. Go on, then.
Choose the team? What? The starting team?
Yeah, your Coventry team. Who else is? I'm not going to let you pick Leicester's. That's mine and Steve's job.
You don't have to choose who's going to win. I was like, obviously it's Coventry City.
Mate. Go on, then. Go on, boys. Take it away.
Ross, who we having in goal? We're having Rushy in goal, aren't we? We're having back. I know Wilson was on Stoke, but we've got Rushy in goal.
Yeah. Rushy in goal. Rushworth in goal. He'll be back in. And then a back 4.
Back 4 or 5?
I think he'll go back 4 at home. I think at home, he'll want to go on the front foot, I think. And so he'll bring back, obviously, Van Avac, won't he, right back.
Silver on the left.
Silver on the left. And then I think he'll go Kitchen and Wolfenden, I think.
I think he'll go Kitchen and Wolfie, yeah, absolutely. Right, I'm having in the middle, 4 or 5?
The 4, it'll obviously go Grimesy. So like the 4-2-3-1, won't it? I think.
Yeah.
So Grimesy and Torp. Do you think if he's fit? Do you think it starts?
I think Torp will start over Eccles, although I want Eccles to start over Torp.
Yeah, I agree. So I think he'll go Grimes and Torp, and then for me, I think he'll go Mason Clark on the left. I think he'll recall him to a starting berth, and then I guess for me the main this is the tricky one is who's going to play in the attacking central, who's going to play on the right, and then who will start up front.
Do you know what? I would probably put Esse above them, keep Sakamoto on the right, and then have what about BJ's in? Is BJ going to be there on Saturday?
I think he'll be on the bench. I think if he is, I don't think he starts.
Yeah. I'll start Stimo then.
I agree. I mean, for me, the big one is this, and which right winger is going to rip Luke Thomas the best? Is it Esse or would it be Sakamoto? And I think both have got the. I mean, I think Romain Esse or Sakamoto.
Which which wingers haven't exactly done it already?
Well, I mean, this is
man's on his knees at this point, Ross. For forgiveness, mate. I'm sorry. The amount of bloody teams that have ripped him apart this season.
For a split second in my life just then, I'd forgot Luke Thomas existed, and you reminded me, and I want to die again. Thank you for that.
I think Tap's got it in. The way he goes down that wing, loves around the ring, goes down that wing, folding players up like pretzels, mate.
If you want to make Luke Thomas look like a pretzel, mate, you feel free. It means we'll replace him next game. Oh, we ain't got anybody to come there, have we, Steve, to be honest, at left back, apart from Amzu, who did have the greatest game against West Brom. Yang Min Hyuk, yeah, he was good for Portsmouth when I watched him. I think he hit the post against Leicester in the first half, is what I remember him being. Malfrey were good.
He had a good dig against Stoke. Did you see that, Ross? He was actually on the left-hand side. I'm not sure what he was doing on the left-hand side, but he cut from the left, cut in on the inside, swung it in. Keeper saved it, obviously. But he looked good.
energy, yeah. Good energy.
Yeah.
Right, Steve. Let's get Leicester done, mate. Where do we start? I think where do we go? Do we go Caleb Okoli, Ben Nelson as centre backs?
Yep. I don't see Yannick coming in for this one. I think it'll be Okoli and Nelson.
Right, go on then. Who's your fullbacks?
There's
not much to choose from it, let's be fair.
Well, there's not very much. Like, it'll be the same team. Bar and we'll bring Luke Thomas and Mavididi in for Monger and Chowdhury from the last game. That's who it'll be. I don't think we'll see IU up top. I still think. I don't think we'll see any other changes on that. So it'll be Pereira, Okoli, Nelson, Thomas, James and Skip midfield, Abdul, Mavididi, Bobby Reed, and then IU up top.
I agree. One thing I actually want to discuss with you, Steve. I know we discussed this on the WhatsApp chat about this season about combined 11, right?
No, we're not having this debate, Jack. You're wrong. I told you in the chat. We had an argument because Jack was like, "Oh, we're gonna have all these players." No, we'll have 2 players in that team, and it'll be JJ and Abdul, and that's it.
I didn't say it. Reece did. Reece basically said that all the Leicester players would get in, none of Coventry wouldn't. You basically had to go at him and said, "Well, you can't judge it off last season, Reece, and the season
2
before
seasons
that."
ago. Yeah, he said pound for pound, Leicester have better players than Coventry in their starting 11. And I said, that's bullshit. And you know it's bullshit. And he goes, yeah, but, you know, IU had a decent career in the Premier League a couple of years ago. Okay, that was 2 years ago. He's 35 now.
Right, so Steve, I'm going to say thank you very much there because, and tell me if I'm wrong, there are too many Leicester fans that are living in the past. The reality is what's happening now. And I said, Jack, if you recall, mate, I said, and I went to this analogy. This is where Leicester was. This is where Coventry was, and we're doing this, mate. It's going like that now. So the debate about who gets in whose team and whatnot, that's starting to slip out of sight.
You finally slipped out the shadow, haven't you, Lee? Mate, it's nice to see that fresh air, mate. For once.
If we've slipped out of Leicester's shadow, does that mean Leicester are now in Coventry's shadow?
No, mate. We're just in between at the minute, mate.
I think if you did a combined 11, there's probably an argument for Ben Nelson.
Rushworth would be in goal, and then Van Nieuwkerk could be right back. I don't know.
Probably somebody that takes Vestergaard's place.
Right.
Yeah, I think the only one in defence you would say is you'd have a shout for Ben Nelson, but other than that, there's nobody else you talk about.
Yeah, I'd say Ben Nelson and Bobby Thomas and left back.
Where's Ben Nelson?
Who's your left back?
Left back. So you'd have our Milan Van Eyck right back. You would take Bobby Thomas off us as a centre back.
De Silva.
De Silva's left back.
You can take De Silva left back. Then we'll put Ben Nelson in there. What do you want to play? A 4-2-3-1?
Yeah, go for it.
So we'll put Jordan James as the CDM because he's a number 8/number 6
alongside Grimes. Grimes has to be there. I'm sorry, Matt Grimes.
Grimes is going to sit better than Jordan.
You don't over Rodoni?
No, listen, not as Rodoni. Yeah, I reckon right this second. Yeah, Jordan James is better than Rodoni right this second. But Matt Grimes takes the CDM, the central defensive midfield, over Jordan James. Jordan James has got to go in front of him.
Well, I think you put James and Grime together in that central midfield.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
How you do it.
Right. All right, then. So we'll have for title outright.
Yeah.
Are you having out left Mason Clark?
Mason Clark would say that.
Well, number 10.
Fucking, we ain't got a number 10 between. No, BTA. BTA's on number 10.
No, it's got to be top, hasn't it? I mean, I'd have a little shout for Bobby Reid, but if you're looking at
you
stats,
shut up, Jack. Get back in your box, fucking Bobby Reid. Shut the fuck up.
But I'm going over. I'm looking at the stats, Steve.
Who are you going with, Ross?
It's got to be top.
I would. At his best, I would say Rodoni, but he's obviously not playing very well at the moment. So
With current form.
Current form. Yeah, maybe Torp. Maybe you play him there because he's had a very good season. In fairness,
So Dan agrees, Steve.
Then it comes down to number 9. Can anyone lend us?
We ain't having none of our strikers there, bitch. We'll have Casper the Ghost up front. We'll have Casper the Ghost up front.
Yeah.
Who you having?
Yeah,
Actually, right on this thing.
Can we have another number 10? Can we play 2 10s instead of a 9?
No, we're playing 1.
Okay, Sims then for us, I reckon.
Well, there we go.
Current
Then. Right.
Performance for us.
Right, last one score. Who's going first between you two?
3-1 Coventry City, repeated 2 years ago.
Yeah. Ross?
2-2.
Yeah, I've gone 2-2 as well. Steve, what did you go for?
I went 1-1, but I'll be honest, that was like this is the best case scenario. We'll probably lose 3-1 in all honesty, but I said 1-1.
Yeah, I'm fucking shitting it, mate. I'll be honest. Yeah, it's. You
know what? I just hope it's going to be a good game. I hope there's not fucking too much violence. I hope the fans all turn up ready to cheer on the team. I hope the players turn up on that pitch, and we're not sat there watching a boring game. I don't want a boring. I don't care if it ends in a draw, as long as you can see your team, your players giving it. So I don't want to sit back and just look at. You're paying £45 a ticket, Jackie boy. You want to see a good
Marty game. Ball, mate. Marty, £45, mate, to watch Marty Ball, mate. It's the.
I mean, usually I don't pay to be fucked, but this time I have been. So.
Guilty pleasures, eh, Steve?
Not fucking guilty. It's not a pleasure either. I'm not gonna lie. How much was the Wrexham ticket, Jack?
26 quid.
Fucking hell! I'm travelling closer to go watch Coventry batter us and pay 45 quid for the privilege. Lovely, lovely.
I tell you what, if you can't win, Dan, don't lose. That's all I'm saying. So Maine's gone 2-1 Leicester. Yeah, let the M69 Derby Part 2 get underway then. We'll see you Saturday, 12:30. Be there or be square. CBS Arena. Let's have it, Steve. Right, that is it from us. Thanks again to Ross. Ross, shout out the channel, mate. Let everybody know what you do.
Yeah, well, just part of the Sky Blues Extra Coventry City podcast. So, yeah, weekly pods, special guests, and social channels for all your Sky Blue fix as well. So, yeah, check us out at Sky Blues Extra.
Lovely. Lee, if nobody knows you're everyone's mate, let everybody know.
Everyone's mate. So, I promote everything to do with Coventry and Coventry City up and down the country with my son. Match day vlogs. And a load of shithousery and banter across social media, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and Snapchat.
Lovely. We might see a little cry from Lee at the weekend in that match day vlog, mate. He'll see me waving in the distance. Bye, Lee, mate. Thanks for the 3 points. Joking. Steve, what about you, pal? If nobody knows who Elm is, let us know what you do apart from wind up people on Twitter and all that.
Yeah, so my Twitter account is a it's a piss take. Like I'm not very serious on Twitter. If you meet me in real life, I'm nothing like I am on Twitter.
Reactionary, Steve.
Sorry?
You're a reactionary fan, aren't you, mate? As soon as you've left that game and they get battered, you say what you think at the time.
Exactly. I'm a passionate fan that follows my club home and away, as you know, anyone would be. And yeah, I'm on several other channels. I'm on the Final Whistle. I do Leicester Till I Die on a Monday and a Tuesday. I'm on Blue Tinted Glasses as well on a Sunday. But the most important thing is I'm currently in the process of running a marathon. I'm doing it for charity. I'm doing it for LAMP, which is a Leicestershire and Rutland-based charity. I've known people that have dealt with LAMP in the past, and they are a fantastic cause. And any donation, so if you go to my Twitter page, it's pinned on there. I know January is a hard month for people. I fully understand that. So it's not until May anyway, so plenty of time. But if you were to donate, I'd be very much appreciated. What I am going to do is I'm writing every single person that has donated on a shirt that I'm going to run in, because nobody should struggle with mental health alone. And, running the marathon is something that I'm going to need the support of. So, if you've got any money, please chuck it that way. I appreciate it.
Don't be stingy. Make sure you donate to him.
Yeah,
thank you.
I'd like to. Right, go check out the championship predictions. We did week 27. We've done the Leicester game. We've done everybody else's game as well. So go and check that out. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care, and we'll catch you for the M69 Derby match day vlog on Saturday. Up the fucking Foxes.